Hey guys, Kelsey here. So this morning I was going through all my jewelry trying to figure out what to wear, and I got really annoyed because all my necklaces were tangled. I was missing one of each pair of my earrings and everything was just all over the place in little tiny boxes. So I decided it's time to make a change, and it's time to make a jewelry holder. This thing's going to be able to hold all of your jewelry. We'll have 3 different tiers, and the jewelry will kind of be the accessories for the Dreamcatcher.
You will need 3 wire clothes hangers, yarn, canvas fabric, crochet thread, 1 medium-sized doily, 15 large beads, wire, pliers, scissors, needle, thread, and decorations of your choice.
So step 1, grab your wire clothes hangers, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle nose pliers and do a little bit of snippety snip. So wherever you want, just start clawing that thing away. Oh! Okay, so go ahead and break off this other side. And do that for all 3 of your clothes hangers. Okay, so after you painstakingly cut all your wire, go ahead and shape your 3 tiers of circles. This one is for the top. What I did is I looped one side and I looped the other side because it kind of broke in half. So this is the small one for the studs. My next tier, which will be right underneath it like this, I wrapped this around because I didn't want to do any more looping because it's way too much work. So this will be right under here, kind of like a snowman. And this is my big one. I did a little bit of looping here for this. So it's gonna look something like this. Take our yarn or hemp cord if you have it. I have this kind of yarn. I also have this cool blue stuff, and you can feel free to get creative on this part. You can mix these together. You can just do a color. You can do more of a neutral color. Whatever you want, you can use hemp cord. Take your yarn. Let's start with our little tiny guy and just start wrapping it around. I've just finished wrapping all 3 of my wire circles in that yarn. I tied them off at the end, and it's okay if they don't look perfect because we can always, bend them back into shape. I kind of like how it looks more rustic this way. Okay, so now that we have all 3 of these done, let's put these 2 big circles aside and focus on our tiny circle. So as you remember, this circle is going to be for our studs. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our canvas and just measure a circle inside of here, draw it, and cut it out. Okay, so I have cut out my circles. I ended up cutting out 2 of them because I just wanted more stability for my earrings. What we're going to do next is we'll take our circle, we'll take these, put them inside, and then make sure everything's lining up, and get your needle and your thread and just start wrapping around, sewing this onto your circle. I have finally completed my first circle. As you can see, I did stitching, loop stitching all the way around to attach the canvas to my circle. And so we are done with our first piece. Let's go ahead and move to the second circle. This one is going to be for our longer earrings. So we're going to actually do the Dreamcatcher spiral with your crochet thread. For this process, what we're going to do is take the end of your string and tie a knot around the top of your loop. And then take the rest of your string and start looping it very loosely around the wire circle, like this. Now that we have our string loosely wrapped around our wire circle, we're gonna do the next layer. So for this layer, I've already cut off my string from the big ball that it was, and I just kind of estimated how much I would need. So we're at the beginning again. We're gonna take this part of our string, we're gonna loop through that one, and again, keep this nice and loose. Then we move on, and you see this next string right here. We're gonna loop through that one. Then take the next one, loop through there, and continue this process all the way around. Okay, so I finished my second layer and I am right again at my top again. So what we're gonna do now is, you see this loop here that we just created. Keep doing the looping process, so loop that through, then loop it through the next one, and loop it through the next one. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern with a lot of different triangles. Okay, so once you've finished going all the way around, you pull it really tight and then you tie a knot right in the middle. And I've already kind of rearranged this to even it out, but it should look something like this. So we have our first one, our second one, now to the third one. For this last loop, we're going to do a doily. Get our string and attach this doily by looping it through with the string. So we've attached it with our string. You see how it's looped? I just looped it through. Now that we have all three, it's time to attach them together. We're going to take our wooden beads, your string, and start filling it with your beads. 3 rows of 3 beads between the biggest circle and the middle circle, and then between the middle circle and the small circle, I did 2 rows of 3 beads. The last thing we need to do is make some hooks for our bracelets, which will go on the top here, our rings, which will go on the bottom of this, and then also we're going to make some hooks on the very bottom for our necklaces. So I'm done putting my hooks on. As you can see, I have 5 down here, and I just loop them in. And then I have a few in here for my rings, and then I also put a few on top for my bracelets. If you'd like, you can always put little flowers and beads and stuff and feathers all over this, but I decided to keep mine simple and let the jewelry be the accessories for it. Now that we're done with it, let's go see what it looks like.
Here's the finished product: studs on top, big earrings in the middle, bracelets and rings on the bottom, and hanging from the hooks I have all my necklaces. Super cute dream catcher that you can hang on your wall and keep your jewelry organized.
Well, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions about this tutorial, make sure to comment below and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.